Welcome into the new and updated Summer 2025 list of the best Minecraft Prison servers. Today we're going to be taking a look at the beginning and best features of 5 of the best Minecraft Prison servers this year, including both servers with Java and Bedrock compatibilities. We're going to jump right in, but before we do, if I could ask you guys to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you love Minecraft Prisons, then this is going to be the channel for you. We post Let's Plays almost every single day on some of the best and top rated Minecraft Prison servers. Let's jump straight into our list of the top 5 best Minecraft Prison servers in Summer 2025. Coming straight in at number 1 is a brand new server and a brand new entry for our top 5 prison servers. It is going to be TalonMC. Now, this is a server that has literally just launched, so if you're looking for a new prisons experience that has been custom built for the community, then this is going to be your best option. Of the servers on this list, I absolutely have the most experience with Talon, thanks to this currently being the server I run my Let's Play series on, which if you guys are interested, there will be a link to the playlist down below. But this is a completely new server, so there is a lot to go over. You know, I want to show you guys kind of how we get started here and why I've got it placed at number 1 on our top list today. Now, of course, with the server being Bedrock and Java compatible, it means that basically players that are playing on whatever device will be able to join, which is obviously a massive perk and benefit of the server here. Let me log into my second account quickly so we can go over a little bit of how I would start and some of the features on the server. Now, the version that you guys are going to want to use with this one is 1.20.4 if you're on Java, or of course, if you're on Bedrock, you can use whatever the current version is. This is another server where essentially everybody gets their own personal mine, so you're not going to be competing in a mine for, you know, going for the best blocks or whatever. You have your own personal mine, so you can go to that just by using the /mine command. One thing you'll immediately notice as soon as you start grinding here on TalonMC is that actually you're going to end up getting a lot of like free crate keys, a lot of free stuff in general that is really going to help your journey just kind of overall. One thing that's very helpful when you first start out is actually the fact that the enchant menu and enchants in general are very intuitive. You kind of unlock them as you're meant to, and you kind of have immediate direction on the server. So you can get grinding immediately by going ahead and adding more token levels, more levels to your token miner, because that will essentially help you afford all of the other enchants that are maybe slightly more expensive. Now stay tuned, because after our preview, TalonMC have been very kind to put up a top rank available in this video for one of you guys. And they're actually kind enough to sponsor giveaways every single video that I do here on the server. So if you're watching this video maybe in a few months time, then make sure you do check out the current Let's Play series, because there will be plenty of giveaways going on. Now, since the server is completely brand new, we don't really have a reset schedule for this right now because it has not reset before. But the way that I see the server's progression, I imagine it will probably be around the kind of 4 to 6 week mark, maybe a little bit longer, which means no matter when you're watching this video, it will always be the perfect time for you to join the server, because you'll either be able to start competing in a current season or you'll be able to wait ready for the next one. And like I said a little bit earlier, the kind of main thing about this server is it was literally built by prison players for prison players. So that's always the coolest thing to me, is that absolutely this server, more than any of them on the list, listen to their community and actively kind of employ changes, you know, based on their community's feedback and interaction with the server. And like I said earlier, the enchant system is one of the cool, very main features here, where basically you will unlock these enchants kind of as and when you need them. But not only do you have these enchants, you also have gem enchants, so you have a secondary currency to look out for. You also have rebirth enchants once you start hitting higher ranks and actually being able to rebirth. And then you've got kind of your whole mining setup area. But actually, you can add attachments to your pickaxe that make certain enchants more efficient. You can add runes that are like additional enchants. You can go ahead and add crystals for boosts on certain currencies. So you really got to be strategic here on prisons on like what your actual mining setup is going to be, because it will affect your ranking up in the long run. My second favorite feature here on the server is fossils, and actually you do go ahead and get fossil generators here on the server, and essentially as you unlock those, you can claim them to unlock all of these different fossils. Now, when you unlock a certain fossil, it basically gives you a boost of a certain currency depending on which fossil you unlock. Right now, we don't have any of them unlocked because we've not found a fossil generator yet. Once you do, you can essentially upgrade them using our third currency, which is essence. As you upgrade those, it will provide currency boosts to certain aspects of the game and also rank up boosts as well. It will also have an effect on your enchant proc rate, so all of your enchants on your pickaxe will start receiving boosts, you know, kind of server wide rather than just as per enchant. So again, there's multiple ways to manipulate your mining setup in order to rank up a lot faster, because obviously once you get past the rank 1 to 1000, there's then like rebirths, and then there's ascensions. So there is essentially no like stopping where you can rank up on the server. One thing I also really love is the fact that credits are very easily obtainable here on the server. So it means just by mining and just by completing certain challenges, you can actually get free credits, which is how you access the server store. And because you can purchase literally everything with credits, it means that you can kind of have a very easy free-to-play experience. And when you can eventually afford that first crate, there's actually very high chance that you get a lot of credits out of it. And I think even if we just say GG right here, we actually get 1 credit, which is pretty cool. You can also customize your mining experience to what you want to see and what you don't want to see. So for example, if you don't want to see certain enchant animations, you can turn them off. If you don't want to see certain messages in chat, you can turn them off. So you kind of don't have to put too much effort into like filtering things that you do and don't want to see, which is just a nice like quality of life thing, but it really makes a difference to the whole experience. As you can see from just a couple minutes mining, we're already making so many more tokens than we were originally, which is a crazy upgrade. And all we've done is literally just go through one enchant. There are literally so many pages of enchants to look at. So yeah, if you do want to come and join TalonMC, then the connection info is of course down in the description and it would have been on the screen. If you're on the Java edition, make sure you use my IP, which is generzon.talonmc.net. And I believe there is a standalone Bedrock IP that you guys can use. Now, like I said earlier, they have been kind enough to sponsor that top rank giveaway. And if you're already an avid TalonMC player and you already have the top rank, then it will be substituted for 12,000 credits, which is a huge amount of credits. All you guys have to do to be eligible to win that top rank is like this video, subscribe to the channel, make sure that you comment your username and connect to the server using my IP, which is generzon.talonmc.net. Let me know once you've done that, and you know, in a couple of weeks of this video being up, I'll make sure to pick a winner. You have to make sure that you have definitely connected to TalonMC before, because that is the only way that we can get you your prize. I will announce the winner down in the comment section in a few weeks, so pay attention to that and keep looking back to see whether you've won. That is a very, very, very brief taste of everything that TalonMC has to offer, but you know, I think it's enough to get you guys started. Jump on and join the server right now and start competing. Let's take a look at who is in the number 2 spot. So in the number 2 spot in our top 5 today is going to be OPLegends. OPLegends is no stranger to our top 5s here. They've been in a couple before and they are back and returning in the summer 2025 edition. OPLegends definitely offers one of the most custom prisons experience. As you can probably tell just by taking a very first look around the server, it kind of has that newly upgraded feel, whereas, you know, some of the other servers in this list are a more classic prisons feel. Now, this is also a Java and Bedrock edition server, so no matter what version or whatever you're playing on, you should be able to join. And getting started on here is very, very simple. It's very kind of basic and very understandable from the second that you join the server. You're of course going to head straight over to your mine, and it just as soon as you get to your mine, you're going to notice it literally sets you goals as you get here. Like, you're going to know everything to do as soon as you get here. As you can see, we have a mine goal right now to break 20,000 raw blocks, and you'll notice randomly that there will be beacons and stuff in your mine. That is essentially another currency here on the server that you're definitely going to want to start collecting. Now, of course, I don't need to teach you guys how to suck eggs. You know how to play Minecraft Prisons by now. You're going to obviously get started by doing some mining, because that is exactly what you want to be doing. Now, instead of auto selling or anything crazy like that, all of your blocks are going to essentially go into your block pack. If you do want to auto sell, you can turn it on. You do require a rank to do it, just so you're aware. But if not, you can just jump into here and press sell right there. It's very, very easy. That doesn't take long to start getting rewarded for your grinding right here. As you guys can see, we actually already are able to rank up 2 times actually, so we can go ahead and get to rank 2 already. Now, enchants wise, of course, you are just going to right click your pickaxe. This is where your pickaxe enchants are going to lie. Obviously, we are going to be using orbs for enchanting here on the server. Orbs will be found, of course, just by mining in general. You can go ahead and enchant enchants such as orb greed to increase the amount of orbs that we are getting to make enchants obviously a little bit quicker. Now, alongside all of the regular enchants, we also have kind of setup options again here. So we've got pickaxe skins, modifiers, perks, upgrades, ultimate modifiers, kind of all that stuff is all within that right click menu of your pickaxe. So everything's very easily accessible here on the server. You guys know the deal. Now, though, you will also notice that there are essence enchants here on the server. So again, essence is another currency which you'll be able to get hold of that essentially gives you access to these kind of more unique and more insane enchants right in here. One of my personal favorite things that they do very well on here is that they actually kind of give you all the breakdown of not only what the enchant is, but what type of enchant it is. There's got like a high or low chance of proccing, and it's all laid out very, very easily, like easily obtainable and easy to see and easy to understand. So that is like something they do very, very well here. Also, you can just click this guy to sell your block pack. I completely forgot about that, but yeah, that guy's there as well. On the server, you'll also find relics. So for example, right now we've managed to get ourselves a common relic. You can actually put this in your incubator slot, and basically you just have to do X amount of tasks and then you'll get a random reward from it. So for example, we can put this in right now and we just need to mine 50,000 blocks and then we will get one of the possible rewards in this relic. Obviously, these go up in tiers, so common is obviously not exactly the best. So it's very, very easy to get started here on OPLegends. I think that is kind of the thing that I like the most, is everything is very, very obvious of what you have to do. Like, it's going to literally tell you what you need to do up here as well. So as long as you're following kind of all the quests and all of the stuff like that, then you're going to have a easy time getting started here on the server. Obviously, it's a lot more complex than what I'm showing you guys right here. There's so many more things that you're going to want to use in your kind of mining challenges here on the server. I want to kind of keep it basic, and you guys can kind of make the judgment by yourself as well of you know, if you like the way the server looks and how it feels when you're mining and stuff. I would definitely recommend that you guys check out all of the servers on this list and at least give them a go, because you never know whether you're going to like something until you actually play it for yourself. One handy thing as well is on the right hand side, you're going to get access to your prison menu. This is essentially a one-stop shop for literally everything to do with the server. You can see rank milestones, multipliers, boosters. You get to your private mine here. You can take a look at the crates, all of that good stuff. There's even a tutorial if you guys really want to know how to get get started to play, I would absolutely recommend doing this. You can, of course, take a look at your settings. You can join their Discord. You can see your friends. You can do all sorts of things here on the server. There is, of course, gangs here on the server. So if you want to play with a group of friends, then there is benefits to doing that. Every time you mine a block, you will also get experience, and then you can essentially spend that experience. So there's a currency that's directly tied to how many blocks you mine. That can be go ahead and spend in the XP shop right here. So essentially, after you obtain X amount of XP, you can go ahead into that shop and spend it on whatever you would like to do. You have the standard section of the shop, and then you have the exclusive section that kind of rotates in and out. So you kind of want to be paying attention to this to see whether there is anything in here that you'd absolutely like to purchase. That's kind of a very, very brief preview of some of the features here of OP Legends Prisons. I love the modernness of this server. I love the way it looks and feels. It's very, very easy to play and get yourself started on here. That is why I've got it at number 2 on my list. Again, if you guys do want to join, then the IP up is up in the top middle of the screen, and it will also be down in the description. Like I said earlier, it is also a Bedrock and Java Edition server, meaning no matter what version of the game you're on, you can go ahead and join. So for those reasons, OP Legends is at number 2. Let's take a look at who is taking up the number 3 slot on our list. So in at number 3, we have another non-stranger to our top 5s, and that is EnchantedMC. Now, actually, this is the perfect time for me to be doing a video from EnchantedMC because they're actually releasing a brand new map here in just a couple of days. So on, I think it's July 12th, there's going to be a brand new map. So if anything I'm doing right now makes it seem like I'm massively behind on the server, I absolutely am. That's because there's going to be a brand new map. Now, you can join this server from Java Edition 1.13 to 1.21. I believe it is also Bedrock compatible. So again, another server where you guys, no matter what device you're playing on, can absolutely connect. Now, Enchanted to me has always felt like a kind of hybrid between those kind of new modern prison servers with some really, really cool and unique features and kind of the classic feel of prisons. But once again, going to go through a little bit of the start here on the server. I'm going to show you guys a couple of features and stuff that I like, and we'll kind of go at it like that. Now, like the last 2 previous servers, you will get access to your own personal mine. That's kind of a standard these days. I feel like gone are the days of kind of all the other types where you just don't get your own mine and it's becomes a nightmare to mine. So yeah, I'm glad that that is something that is carried forward on the top 3 servers so far. Now, again, on here, you will notice that your blocks and stuff don't automatically sell. You do need to jump in here and go ahead and press the sell button in your block pack. That will then give you access to the money, of course, on the server, which can be used for various things, but isn't actually your enchant currency. Your enchant currency here is going to be tokens. So if you right click your pickaxe, it will open up the enchant menu. Now, like some of the previous examples, we do have, I believe, 3 different currencies. Yes, token, gem, and cave. Now, this kind of works the same as you would imagine right here. You're basically going to want to just upgrade your token greed as you get started, because that's, of course, going to upgrade the amount of tokens that you can receive while you're mining, and then you'll be able to afford all the better enchants and all that kind of stuff. So if we type /rank up, there we go. We can go ahead and do that. I think if we also do rank up max, yes, it will take us to the maximum available rank up that we can. That is what your money's essentially going to be spent on right there. So again, we're here with a rank up max to see how far we can get. Now, of course, there is a whole selection of custom enchants here on the server. No enchant is the same. There are plenty of different things that you can go ahead and add to your pickaxe. So there's endless opportunities to go ahead and add really, really cool and unique enchants. There's, of course, gem enchants, like I mentioned. So there's going to be a secondary currency for you guys to grind. And then there's cave enchants as well. Caves is a feature here on their Prisoners Experience where you can essentially jump in. Depending on your rank, you will get access to different kind of caves, if you will. So because we're rank 1 right now, we'd be able to go straight into the coal ore cave, and this opens once every hour. You essentially then use the things in which you get from this cave to upgrade all these different enchants. So you can go through this and progress as you progress your Prisoners Experience. One of the cool things here as well is just while you're mining, there will be random chances to find cool things. So for example, right now we were mining and we just found ourselves a treasure chest, and we can technically win a monthly crate from this, which would be absolutely insane. We did get ourselves a pet special stats 3 times, which, if you weren't aware, you can essentially use the pet stats to upgrade and kind of roll different or enhance, I guess, abilities and stats, including experience, level, and buff. So for example, we could actually roll our dice right now. Oh, well, we need to select a pet, obviously, but we don't have one because it's a brand new account. But then you can roll that for those different perks and benefits. Speaking of pets, I obviously don't have any on here, but it is nice to know that they obviously have the companion storage here. So you can right click into this and it will essentially give you the 3 slots that you have available. Now, if you do have a donator rank, then you might get these additional slots right here as well. And if you just want to equip the absolute best pets that you've kind of, I guess, obtained, then you can just click this button right here and it'll do it for you. There's also the option to upgrade companions. So essentially you can buy into these upgrades that will just give you different perks. So for example, this one right here will basically give you a better chance of getting better rarity from companion eggs. These all require beacons to go ahead and upgrade. So beacons will be obtained just by randomly by mining. As you can see, our currency does randomly go up as we are just grinding these. Now, if you do happen to reach the top rank here on the server, then that is not the end of the journey. There is essentially rebirthing here on the server. So once we've actually gone to rank 1000 and we've got an appropriate amount of money, you can actually go ahead and rebirth here on the server, which will basically, it's almost like, I guess, like the next challenge after you hit max rank. Then you'll get a rebirth point, depending on what rebirth you are or whatever, and you'll actually be able to go ahead and purchase upgrades with those points that you've got. So rebirthing kind of works out pretty well. You end up getting additional upgrades, not only for yourself, but you can get upgrades for your cell and stuff like that. So things that generally not even just help you, but will help anyone that you're playing with. And when you're done with rebirthing, you can essentially ascend. Once you do that, it kind of resets your ascension as well. So you lose everything that you lost before plus your ascensions. So you can then go ahead and get yourself ascension points, which you'll then be able to kind of spend in this tree right here. And they will all give you some pretty insane multipliers and different perks and stuff. So for example, the first one, which will cost us 1 point, is you get a final block multi of 1.5 times. So it's actually very significant to your journey. Now, I don't want to over confuse you guys because there's a lot of information to take in, but you guys, again, I don't want to teach you to suck eggs. You know how to play Minecraft Prisons. Come on, mine some blocks, come and figure out whether you enjoy the way that the server feels and plays. I think it's a very smooth server. I think it's a well-polished server. I like the kind of mix between very, very modern takes of it and the kind of traditional feel of Minecraft Prisons. You play it right, you've got yourself some mine upgrades, you got yourself some milestones to work towards as well. There's a lot of ways that are, or a lot of things that make the kind of the grind more rewarding here on the server, which is always appreciated. I like that. Yes, if you guys do want to jump on here, then the IP is in the top, middle, and down in the description, of course. This is our third place server on the list, and that is EnchantedMC. Again, they are no stranger to this. They've been on here for Prisons before, so you guys may be familiar with the server, but I would definitely recommend you check it out because there's a lot that I can't even begin to go over because there's so many different features here on the server. Let's jump into our fourth place. So in fourth place today, we have got PurplePrison. Now, this is the absolute most classic feeling Minecraft OP prison server that is currently still alive. And not only is it alive, it is very, very active. And there is a lot of people chilling and grinding on here. Now, this one pretty much makes the cut every single time. And that is because I just love the kind of nostalgia of playing this server. It's absolutely like a classic OP prison server in every single way. To the point where I've logged on by default on 1.20, but I should probably be on 1.8 to be honest with you. But for many of you guys who have played Minecraft Prisons and you played it like a decent while ago, like back in the day, this is exactly how Minecraft Prisons used to feel, and it also has the same like kind of community feeling with it as well. So it's not like all just, you know, the solo grind and getting on with it. There's a lot of people on here and a lot of people talking with a lot of people and kind of making stuff happen to the point where it still has the traditional warp. So when you jump on the server, you're going to go straight to warp A and you're going to go ahead and get grinding in the A mine. So it's you know, it's very traditional in that sense. It's not your all singing, all dancing, up to date prison server. It is your, hey, you know what, I want to go back and I want to go grind on an OP prison server. That's what this server is. Now, there's not really specific features that I want to show you guys because this is just I don't want to say just prisons because it's so much more than that, but this is your OG prisons, to the point where, you know, you have to type in a sell all in the chat to make sure that you sell all your blocks, to the point where there's literally a book to tell you how to play. Like, I love this. I love this whole thing. So to upgrade your pickaxe here, you're going to type /enchant, a little bit old fashioned. You're not going to right click it. I don't believe right clicking it does anything. You're going to see your token balance in here as well, and you are going to use the tokens to actually go ahead and upgrade most of these enchants here. Use yourself some of the classic mine bombs to get yourself some easy blocks mined right here. You guys will see and know these probably from like OG prisons if you ever played. That's going to give you a whole bunch of money. In fact, we can probably get our first rank up just by using mine bombs, to be honest with you. We'll see where this goes to, but yeah, I've got a feeling we'll probably be able to get this rank up pretty easily just using these. There it is, just like that. We can go ahead and rank up, and then we will now get access to the warp B mine. It is literally the most simple version of OP prisons, but also at the same time there is some like modern changes to it. So of course there are brand new flashy servers out there that have a crazy amount of features and a crazy amount of things, a crazy amount of this and that, but to be honest with you, this is always making my top 5 because we honestly need more servers like this. We need more servers that are taking it back to the roots. There is like, this is so much community based that it's actually unreal. Like, there are literally hundreds of players on right now and they're all just chilling, talking to each other, doing whatever you need to do. I mean, even if we go down to the point, if we go over to spawn, you guys will see that this is literally like a PvP area. People are going pretty ham on the PvP right now. They do still have some pretty cool features like the daily rewards and stuff, so you can make sure that you claim your daily reward every single day that you log on, because obviously that's going to give you some pretty OP things if you stack that up. They even have like PvP signs here at the spawn, so you can go ahead and grab your pots, you can grab your, like, you can repair your items, you can dispose of things. Like, it's just that old school feeling is back here. Now, one of the features that I really do love about the server here, and because it's so community based and community driven, they of course have plots here on the server, which means you can essentially do what you like. if you want to build yourself an epic and huge plot and you want to go crazy, then you can absolutely do that. But it means the community puts a lot of time into, you know, making sure that they have some nice plots, making sure that there are nice plot shops and all that kind of stuff. It just reiterates the need and want to have a big community. So, you know, you jump straight into the first plot we see here and you can literally like sell and buy things immediately off the bat. And I think that community aspect is missing in a lot of modern prison servers. So I think it's honestly, it's kind of why I always come back to PurplePrison and why I'm always on here. If you were a prison player back in the day, it is absolutely worth your time and you know, energy to just jump on PurplePrison, give it a go, even if you don't think you're going to like it. Just give it a go, because honestly, it's going to give you like the best nostalgic feeling that you're literally ever going to have. And maybe if you weren't back in the day and you didn't experience prisons at this kind of at this height, I would say, because this is probably when prisons was its most popular, I'd recommend it. Give it a go, give it a chance. It's going to be like I said, less flashy. You guys are just going to have to get on with the grind. You can talk to people, make friends, make a community here on the server, because that is exactly what OP Prisons was born on and what it was about. But I'm a quit yapping. You guys can join up on the server, generzon.purple.wtf. All the joining information is down in the description. I believe that this might be the only one on the list that is not Bedrock compatible, but it's absolutely always worth jumping on if you can. Let's jump on to our final and last listing, number 5 in our top 5 prison servers. So last and by no means least, we are finishing off the top 5 with WildPrison. Again, not a stranger to these top 5s. WildPrison always makes the cut as well. Now, I'm pretty sure the last time that I showed you guys WildPrison, they had not have as many updates, or had not had as many updates as they have right now. There is a lot of changes, I feel like, to the server. One of the most noticeable ones is basically how the server just connects now. Like, everything kind of goes together on here. Like, you'll notice pretty quickly the like custom texture pack and everything on here. The way that it makes everything kind of seamlessly like bind together is kind of why it makes the list here. Now, of course, we'll go over some starting things and we'll go over a bunch of different stuff, but I mean, immediately you're going to get access to your own mine, of course. That is pretty following suit for all the kind of modern prison servers, to be honest with you. Now, immediately you're going to be able to start ranking up. You're going to be able to start getting some like a decent start here on the server. It really doesn't take long to start feeling rewarded by any amounts of progress here, which is good. You don't want it to be a slow burner, really. You want to come on and immediately feel like you're playing overpowered prisons, because that is exactly what you are doing. Now, since we've looked at it on every other server, I think it's only fair. Let's take a look at the enchant menu. So you're going to right click your pickaxe. This is exactly where you're going to come to. Now, again, this kind of follows suit in the fact that it's going to give you enchants unlocked on a basis of what you need to do first. So right now, you guys can see that we only have X amount of enchants unlocked, and then there's a bunch of them that are locked. These are all based on pickaxe level, so as you grind, your pickaxe level will go up. You are going to need to use tokens in order to upgrade these enchants in here. Some of them, depending on what they are, will like cost different things. So for example, fortune costs money. One thing that I do really like is that you can hide the max level enchants. So any enchants that you actually cannot upgrade, you can just hide them so that they leave this menu. That is one very cool and nice feature. I like that. Now, one of the most cool and rewarding parts about Wild Network, or Wild Prisons, whatever you guys want to call it, is their research menu. So you can actually access it from that pickaxe menu, but essentially you can jump into research here. Now, this is where you're going to kind of have the ability to kind of go in whatever direction you want to go with your prisons. So let's say we want to research luckier blocks right here, because it's the first one in there. It's literally going to show you kind of how this thing works. So if we click this, we can essentially research it because it cost us X amount of XP. From here, we can now pick one of 4 things that we'd like to research and go in that direction. So we can go ahead and start researching robotics, token sacrifice, inquisitive, or optimization. Now, we've actually got plenty of XP, which is what this costs, but I think I'm going to go with inquisitive because it's going to provide us with a flat multiplier to the XP gained. So it's kind of going to help us use our XP to gain XP. So I'm going to go ahead and set that as our research. There are multiple levels of this though, so you know, if we want to go ahead and go ham on it, we can do. You guys will see how this kind of develops and upgrades from whatever you decide to actually go ahead and you know, spend your researching on. So by doing that, there's a whole bunch of ways to like manipulate your mining setup into like a setup of however you want it, basically. One thing that I will say is maybe it can feel a little bit overwhelming when you do first start, because you will just start to get so many things. Like, you'll see all your currency start flying up. You'll start getting a whole bunch of all of these different like loot boxes and bombs and all that like stuff like that. But to be honest with you, it just takes a little like it takes a little bit just to get used to, and then you can start realizing what you need to use those things on, what they're useful for, and all that good stuff. Now, one cool thing that they definitely do here on Wild is their feature, which is backpack. So if we actually take a look at it right here, you can essentially use this to store basically whatever you want to store, but it stores it in a nice, actual, neat, and like usable way. So if you actually take a look in here, all your useful things like monthly crates, keys, potions, vials, mine bombs, pet items, and enchant scrolls will all store in here. And you can actually set it to auto deposit. So for example, if you always want your monthly crates to just go straight into here, we could just tick that right there. And anytime a monthly crate even looks at our inventory, it will go straight into our backpack. Then you can click into it. So for example, into our keys area, we can now see exactly what keys are taking up that number. You can do the same with the monthlies. Like these are all just going to sit in here. So you guys can see kind of how that works. Very, very cool item and a very, very nice way to keep your inventory a little bit more organized. Because as you can see, my inventory was already getting messed up, and that is how you can pretty much fix that pretty quickly. Now, one of the also very, very cool things is if you're grinding here on the server, there are basically a bunch of different things that you could grind in order to actually get gift card balance here on the server. So for example, there is a blocks top weekly, a prestige top, a gang top, and all that kind of good stuff. If you actually take a look on /leaderboards, you can kind of see where you're at with that. But for example, this block top weekly right here, I believe the like top payout, I'm pretty sure is like $100 Bycraft, which is pretty intense. And then the things like the gang top weekly pays something crazy like $250 or something like that. And then I believe the prestige top, which is of course what everyone wants to be the top of, is a seasonal payout, but I believe that is $300 for like the first one, like 300 Bycraft, which is absolutely crazy. This is like one of the most rewarding leaderboards out there. I feel like people don't usually go that high, and with the amount of different leaderboards that they have, you're pretty much always going to be able to pick one to grind for, which is pretty significant actually. So it's awesome to see that they're able to turn it into a highly competitive game mode, really, because if you're grinding for those tops on pretty much all of those different game modes, or all of those different leaderboards, sorry, then you are going to be in for a pretty crazy thing at the end of the season, or I guess beginning of the next one. That also leads on to how you can actually get started on your next season, because I guess if you're grinding for one specific thing on that top leaderboard, chances are you're probably also working towards some of the others at the same time. So I guess probably the person that wins like gang top is probably also going to be the same person that wins blocks top, because I would imagine if you're going that hard, then you're just naturally going to be in those positions. But obviously, as always, guys, if you do like what you see, make sure you do jump onto the server and give it a go for yourself, because I'm basically here to give you the smallest preview possible of these servers, whilst telling you which one of the, which ones of them I enjoy playing. These, of course, these top 5s are all servers that I enjoy playing. They just, it's hard to put as much time into all of them, but I do play a lot of prisons. So, having played a lot of prisons, I know what's fun for me. Let me know if you agree with my top 5 down in the comment section, because that is always, always a hot topic of debate. I want to know what you guys think of the top 5 best prison servers. I do find wild prisons to be like fairly rewarding, even to the point where I guess I can show you guys this. If we do /rewards, you guys can see that there are certain rewards for different things. So just by mining blocks, we essentially have all of these different rewards. All these are like auto-claimed as well, so you don't have to worry about this. This will be stuff that is just added into your inventory, or if you're filtering it right, it will go into your backpack and all that good stuff. You get those block rewards, you get PvE rewards, fishing rewards, prestige rewards, wild pass rewards, playtime rewards. So literally just by playing this server, you can actually get access to a lot of different rewards here. So it is always worth checking out all of those different things. Like I said, there's so many like features that it's hard to even preview even just a hand selection of them in these videos. So I definitely recommend you jump on. Of course, if you are jumping onto the server and you need any help, then there's plenty of people around to help. Or if you go to spawn, there's a lot of like NPCs and stuff that will kind of take you through everything that you need to know as well. A lot of these servers as well have tutorials, especially here on Wild Prisons. You can actually go ahead and complete this tutorial to get yourself a free deer rank, and obviously a free rank is always appreciated. So not only will you learn the server, you'll also come out of it with a benefit and a perk. So that's always worth doing as well. Yes, guys, that is my top 5 Minecraft prison servers for this summer. Again, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Let me know what your top ones would be, because I am intrigued to know, of course. Like I said, if you're feeling for more prisons, then you can absolutely always tune into my Let's Play series, which currently is on TalonMC, the server which I have ranked at #1. If you jump online, you might see me on as well. But yes, that is going to conclude today's top 5. If you have enjoyed it, please do hit that like button. If you've made it this far in the video, then please do me a favor and subscribe if you haven't already. Literally like 80% of people that watch this top 5 are not subscribed, so it would be so much appreciated. And if every single person that watched this right now did subscribe, we'd probably hit 100,000 subscribers, which is my goal here, in my all-time goal here on YouTube, which would be amazing. But guys, yes, that is going to be it from me today. I hope that you have enjoyed the top 5, and I will see you all in the next rendition of this in 2026.